You said
What you
that
got?
shifter is not growing as much. And yeah, you're right. And I know why. And I think a lot of people know why. You had a show last week of the top national drivers in tag saying they don't want to drive shifter. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want to get beat up. Connor said he could do 3 laps and come in and can't drive anymore. Like they don't want that. Like what? Like it makes no sense. Like no disrespect to the X30 guys. I think they're all freaking amazing. But X30 is a hobby class in Europe.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
top tier class in this country. Okay, it shouldn't. KZ is a top tier class. Okay, 100 million%. Okay, there is no comparing KZ to X30. There's no comparing. I could do 1.3 million laps in an X30 after 25 lap race in a KZ. You can't move. Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't move. AJ and
Yeah,
I have been racing together since 2014 or 15 in shifter. Okay, he's won, I've won. We've won national championships. We've won everything. We've been racing shifters for 10 years, and we still get tired after 25 laps. Okay, in a tag, seriously, you'll do 600 laps and you won't get tired. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
make a mistake in a tag. Okay, you make a mistake in a tag. You make a mistake in a shifter, it's everything. You start getting it hops. You wrong the card rate, wrong the shift. You do one shift wrong, you lose 4 tenths. So I think the biggest problem we have is no one wants to move forward. They just want to race tag, have that as the top tier class. That's why it's not growing. You had the 3 best drivers in the country on your show last weekend: Connor, Ryan, and Paulie. Okay, they said, "Oh no, I don't want to get hurt." Oh, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say a word, but you're gonna have to figure it out, and that's what I have to say. That's why go-kart is not growing, and that's why KZ had 18 entries at a pro tour, and that's fine, master and senior. These master guys are 50 years old and have bigger cojones than the tag senior drivers right now. So that is the reason why it's not growing. Period. Because we have kids coaching and telling people we don't want to do shifter because we're going to get hurt. That's it. Period.
Yeah.
Brent Cruz. I just saw him. He's 13 years old. He's kicking everyone's ass in stock cars and TA2. He's 13. And why? Because he did 1 year of shifter racing. Period. That's it. It's simple.
I hear you. I hear you. And I
I
mean,
fully agree.
yeah, yeah.
Fully agree. The kids, like, I've been trying to challenge Norbert to get in the shifter since I was like 17, he was like 15. There's a misconception that it's not racing. Where do you go watch a race where it's the same 10 guys in a pack passing back and forth, 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 side pod take you out, boom. It's dirty racing a lot of the time. And when do you watch that in IndyCar? When do you watch that in Formula One? They say shifter car's not real racing. That's exactly how it looks when you go to these big series. IndyCar, there's the leader's faster, he can pull away. If he's slower, he gets past. People are scared to get in the shifter car because they come race me and Danny who've been doing it, and they can't beat us. Connor was really fast, and I'm proud to say I'm one of the few that didn't get beat by him. But and same with Brent. Brent was immensely fast, and I went into the race. I'm like, dang, like I don't want to get beat by Brent. Brent manned up. Brent did it, so I have mad respect for Brent. And Connor did it one time, but he said he got tired. So.
Connor is a badass. Like, legit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Never driving a shifter and doing what he did, unbelievable. But everyone needs to do this. Top tier racing of United States of America and the world is KZ. Even OK is not top tier anymore in Europe. It's
14-year-olds.
13-year-old kids that can make 330 pounds. Like, dude, my left leg doesn't, weighs more than that. Like, you don't have Artigo, you don't have 4A, you don't have Lammers, you don't have a boss, you don't have any of the pro guys that used to do, KS because of the weight. So, okay, yes, it's the highest class in the world in tag, but it's not really. It's a high junior class. The world stage is KZ and KZ2. Okay, you get 120 entries in Europe because they know that the top tier class, and to go to cars, you have to race KZ, not OK. But it sucks that in the United States it's viewed so badly. Yeah, they watched, me, Jake, and AJ pretty much, finish top 3 every race all year long, and you have Gary's guys there too. But it's because no one else, races. No one else wants to learn. No one else wants to put the time in the track, put the time in and everything and improve. They just, like in a tag. You put AJ like listen, AJ's done a couple tag races, okay? But he's done it. I'm sorry, like no offense, he's done it on a Magic, okay?
Unprepared, no engine program, one engine,
Okay.
one carburetor.
So,
Don't know what I'm doing. No ET. Just run it. See what we
okay.
do.
I'm sorry, guys. I need to go eat dinner with the team, but
You're good.
like he's on a Magic. No offense to the Magic, and no engine package. You know, he's finishing top 10. Sometimes he's top 5. You know, I did a VLR race in Vegas. You know, I was top 5, top 3. Doesn't matter. Okay, that's my point. We get you give us an OTK with a good engine package. We're gonna go fight for the win instantly. There is no stopping me or AJ not fighting for the win. And even I'm a fat ass. Plus, I'm really tall in go kart. Okay, and I'll still fight for a win. I guarantee it. In a KZ, you give them a good package, yeah, they'll be fast like Connor. But Connor got tired. That's why he couldn't fight AJ in the final. Okay? He you know, a shifter is just so physical, so hard. I guarantee you put Norberg, you know, the best driver in the country in the last 5 years, he's going to be fast. He'll probably be as fast as me and AJ for 2 laps. The fourth and the fifth lap, he's not going to be able to hold his head. No, taking anything away from not Ryan. It is what it is. Shifter racing is completely different muscles, different muscle memory, and it is the top tier class of the country. And it sucks that Rock or KZ is not growing because people just are afraid to race it. That's the word. They are afraid. Period. They're scared. Period.
Well, let's talk too, right? I think the one other thing that's important to note about all this, right? I mean, you both are passion lifers that are going to be doing this for a long, long time, and as long as you probably can, because you love to do it, you know, and full respect to that. In the case of, you know, Norberg, Kremers, and a handful of the other guys, you know, they don't have the same opportunities to be able to race because they don't have the backing to go do it. It costs a little bit more. We've talked about the cost. The shifter cart retail is a little bit more. The KZ stuff's a little bit more. And Norberg's deal, Kremers' deal this year, they get to race for free, but their money comes from coaching the other drivers under the 10 in that class. So if we had the prize money to offset the slightly higher cost and to incentivize it where you broke even if you finished inside the top 5 or higher, I think you'd see that stuff grow. I think USPKS with X30 in the last decade is a prime example of that. They took the money away in 2016. In 2017, they had 10 entries in X30 Pro nearly the entire season. And I think at one race, it might have gotten even smaller than that. I think the only race that was even double digits was Go Promoterplex at 19. And then the cheaper classes, everybody flocked to them because the entry was the same. So I'm all for it. I agree with you, Danny. I think if we had, and I've said this a bunch of times on the show, there's no question the shifter stuff's more physical and it's harder to drive. The races have gotten more strung out because the fields aren't as strong. I'd love to see a field with enough guys with the equipment to win and the practice time to get up there. We've got the same dynamic that the X30 racing has, where there's probably 15, 20 guys that have the ability to at least lay down in a decent lap in quality and get to the top 5. That'll produce good racing. The racing will be slightly different because you pass different, you race different in the shifter stuff. But I think the prize money's got to come.
My point is, I think stop out-mouthing KZ because KZ is the top line, is the top. It's the F1 of karting everywhere in the world. It should be the top F1 in the United States. I think USPKS, SCUSA, or Rock have to step up and say, okay, let's not make any money the first 2 races and, you know, offer, I don't know, $7,000 for the winner of Pro Tour a weekend, $5,000 for second, $3,500 for third. And
That's exactly it.